102, take one.
With overlap, action please. Action awesome please.
Just do anything?
No, sorry, cut. Yeah, rolling.
102.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There's a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's from
the French
No, never.
champagne.
Could you hear me as the countdown was going?
No.
Okay. I don't know. It had been a minute since I had seen that actual scene of the French, and it was, for some reason, it just tickled me in that moment. I was just back here giggling.
It always does. Every single time that I hear it. Did you see that? I think I sent you the video. I'm pretty sure you've seen it 1,000 times though. From Game Grumps, where
Yes.
Aaron ate the fucking the ghost pepper chip or whatever the kind of Reaper chip or the hell it was.
Oh yeah, that was like a pretty recent one. That was like this week.
He's like,
Where he's like, you airplaned it into my mouth.
Yeah, but he's like, it tastes like such and such. That was Reaper. Oh, and just the sheer panic in his eyes.
Yeah.
The moment he realized he was totally fucked. It was beautiful. But welcome to the show. The Two Pieces of the Podcast show on a Saturday. This is very strange, but it's the 316 Spectacular. So welcome to the show.
Hell yeah.
As I begin sharing the show onto my Facebook, I know you got rid of yours after the last blackout of Facebook.
I did. Well, I didn't delete like my profile because I use the messenger for so many things. Chatting mostly.
Yeah,
Chatting and memes.
pretty much.
But I got rid of it off my phone. And what's funny is I don't miss it. It's not funny. I mean, well, because I've unfollowed so many people over the years where I'm just like, I don't care about what you're making for dinner. I don't care. Not to sound mean, I don't care about your children. I care about yours.
Yes.
Because they're magnificent. But like it's just I'll hide stuff not out of malice, but if I can't relate to it, I don't. Your vanity's sucking up my bandwidth. I don't care. Well, like not to sound mean and quote Randy Feltface, but like,
I have not watched the new special yet. I have to get around to watching the
holy
new
shit!
special.
There were parts I was just like pounding my desk while laughing so fucking hard because there's, without spoiling anything, a brief moment of like ventriloquism based fourth wall breaking. That's all I can say without spoiling anything.
Yeah. I have to watch it. I'm off on Wednesday, and I think Alyssa has work. And no, I think we're both off Wednesday. There's a day that I'm off. Oh, Friday. I'm off on Friday. So I'll watch it Friday because Aaliyah, I'll have a empty household, so I'll watch it on Friday. But welcome to the show, everybody. Again, I already said that. I'm still getting over. Did you ever experience when you were like working conventions? I mean, we call it con crud, but it's just kind of like that feeling after a convention where like you're just
we call
recuperating. What was it?
Con plague.
Yeah, con crud, con plague.
Con crud. I've heard both. I've heard this is more of an emotion based one, but post con blues.
Yep, yeah.
Because it's just like a whirlwind that you like your body acclimates to just in time for it to end and
Pretty
have
much,
you,
yes.
you know, right back to the real world.
Yeah.
Um,
And volunteering for one, like I do at Monster Mania, it's a whole different kind of whirlwind because it's not just like walking around a con and whatnot. It's seeing everybody. It's getting the wrath of bullshit from everybody
yep.
that are mad about whatever they're mad about because they've been waiting outside for 2 hours to meet somebody, and God
Oh yeah.
forbid they go and God forbid that star goes and eats fucking lunch. Like it's just it's insane.
Yeah, you go to any
Be
convention and you will feel internally and experience externally every emotion
yeah.
the human body is capable of.
I
It
told
will
I
be
told
it will come out of you and also be projected onto you,
hmm I
justified or
told
otherwise.
I told the one my buddy Chris, the one volunteer, I said I have 7 months of retail frustration all built up and all pent up, waiting for the one motherfucker this weekend that speaks to me the wrong way. Because,
Excuse me.
excuse Tom,
Sorry.
because, and while I do have to be nice to everybody there, I don't have to be as nice as I have to be working retail. I can kind of be a dick without forefront being a dick.
Sure.
We had somebody on Sunday. I was working. It's going to sound weird. I was working the stairs. I was basically guarding the steps upstairs to the mezzanine where Brad Dourif and Fiona Dourif were. Brad Dourif is the voice of Chucky, and Fiona Dourif is his daughter, who was in the last two Chucky movies, and she was also in the series on Sci-Fi. And a woman came in. Granted, Saturday. It was kind of crappy and rainy and just kind of like stupid outside. And at that, so Saturday I was working with Katie Seagal from Married with Children,
That's awesome.
SOA, and the voice of Leela on Futurama, which is super cool. Friday and Saturday I was working directly with her, controlling her line and kind of having brief conversations in between in the downtime, which was super cool. But on Saturday I went to go smoke, and I had to that one of the volunteers had to go to the bathroom, so I watched the steps for him. I went to the bathroom, and woman came up and she's like, "Any idea how long we're going to be waiting outside for?" And I was like, "Unfortunately, Brad went on lunch. Brad and Fiona are on lunch, so whenever they're done eating." Well,
Yeah.
don't they know people are waiting outside for them? Yes, they do, but they
Yeah, but
have
they
to.
still have to
But
eat.
yeah, they have to eat food.
They're still
I was like,
human
"Look,"
beings.
I was like, they can blow through lunch in 10 minutes and be back here to sign, or it could be an hour. I can't give you a time frame. All I can tell you is that you will get inside. You're within the next 20 people to get inside the door. I know it sucks.
Mhm.
It's raining, it's crappy, it's windy, it's cold outside, which is why for the day or so leading up to that Saturday, it was repeated on the Facebook page and whatnot to dress for the weather because it's going to be
Yeah.
shitty on Saturday. It's not my fault you wore shorts and a t-shirt because the day before it was almost 80 degrees and now it's 40 and it's windy and it's cold because New Jersey.
Yeah.
Um, and it's kind of like going on a sidebar, but weather-wise and the crazy weather in Jersey. I'm going to WrestleMania in Philly in 2 weeks, and there's a Facebook group I'm a part of called the Mania Club, and everybody's talking about Mania and the whole nine. And the one person was like, um, "How's the weather going to be in April in Philly?" And someone just responded with the word "yes." and and that
Yeah,
was the
that is the most accurate and also Philadelphia thing to say.
yeah,
What's the weather going to be like there in April? Yeah,
yeah.
uh-huh. We're gonna have it. We'll have some.
Someone was like, "Look, it could be 75 degrees on Saturday and be 30 degrees on Sunday and snowing." They're like, it could be it's now granted last year in this area it was like in the upper 70s, the low 80s in April.
Mm.
But that's an anomaly to be that high and that steady temperature wise
Yeah.
in the Northeast region in April. I mean, just yesterday it was. Oh, no, what was it? Yeah, no, not yesterday. What the fuck's today? Thursday. Thursday it was uh pushing 80 degrees.
Hmm.
And today it was like 65. And then tomorrow is going to be the low 60s, and then we're back to the 50s and 40s again next week. So Northeast weather's got to be, you gotta love it. Um,
I mean, Oregon is essentially a mirror universe of New Jersey.
I know.
Um,
I've seen the temperature fluctuations out that that way also.
well, yeah, I mean, even in a lot of ways. What's funny is I know like Dan has talked about this on Grumps because he's also from New Jersey. Um, and of course he lives in LA now,
Yeah,
but he has said that on the times he's gone to Portland, and I can agree with this 100%. He's like, there's this weird feeling like parallel wise between that and New Jersey in terms of like how the suburbs are laid out, like all the greenery. Because I know a lot of people here in New Jersey, and they think of the turnpike basically.
pretty much.
But
Yeah.
there's a lot of places in Jersey that are
Gym Pan
gorgeous.
Laundry, guys.
No, but
well, there's a
but there
video
are parts
on.
that are great, that
Well,
are
there's
very, very pretty, that are like nice hiking areas, and Oregon has the same thing. And we only had to learn how to pump our own gas in the last year, which like I've known how to do. So
yeah.
to watch people still struggle with it, I giggle a little bit. Like I'll
Oh
help
yeah.
people I know,
Like
because
the
there are people
the
who have lived here so long that genuinely don't know how, because it's always just been a thing that's done for them. But it's like it is so easy. You will, and no offense when I say this, you don't know how. It's a job, but like
anybody can do.
yes,
It's
like not to
well,
besmirch it, because it's like make your money wherever you fucking can. But
yeah. There's a video, one of the first videos I think I actually stitched on TikTok forever ago. It was a video from somewhere. It might have been Central Jersey or South Jersey. I can't remember where it was, but it was this beautiful like lake and the whole nine. And it was like people that think New Jersey is like this wasteland don't realize how beautiful it actually is here. And I remember I
mm.
stitched into the video and I was like, as somebody from New Jersey, please don't tell people it's nice here because we want to keep the illusion up that it's where you don't want to go on vacation because we get shoobies here during the summertime and they ruin the fucking beaches. So for, don't tell people it's nice. But you're right. I mean, and I just
I don't care.
found
Quick, what's funny? I laughed when you said shoebies because one of my coworkers said that word recently, and I'm like, damn, I haven't heard that since like fucking Rocket Power.
yeah.
Um,
But
so out of
there
curiosity, just to make sure we're on the same page, what is your definition of a shoebie? Basically, just an out of towner,
pretty
or
much
the
yeah.
kind of
And
out of towner that wears their shoes on the beach, like on the sand.
it's just the kind of like that. There's good shoobies and bad shoobies. The bad shoobies are the ones that like just basically make an absolute fucking mess and that don't clean it up and just leave their trash and their garbage and whatever just on the fucking the sand and don't do. Those are bad. Good shoobies.
Penises.
I like good shoobies. The ones that come here and truly do enjoy the beauty that some areas of Jersey can really appreciate it. And people that are bad shoobies, and I know they're bad shoobies, they go, "Where should I go to visit scenic and beautiful areas of Jersey?" And I was like, "Oh, Kramer Hill and Camden's great." Or you could just go as far into Camden as you can. You'll see some beautiful scenery. Um, and if you want a real good place, go to Kensington and Philadelphia. Perfect. Uh, uh,
And if they're rude to you, you tell them to go to downtown Camden,
yes. But yeah, like
because
the
then they'll never bother you again.
no, yeah. One of the things in the last couple of years, actually since COVID, and that I've discovered a lot of these like trails and these areas of Jersey that I didn't know existed until the last couple of years because when COVID happened, I retook up fishing and I did a lot of driving to different areas because Strawbridge Lake is good and Cooper River is good and whatever. But I wanted to find new places, and I would
Oh,
come
Strawbridge, I haven't been
across
there since I was a kid.
and I'd come across these like trails with these like untouched ponds and untouched water and just like crystal fucking clear. And I'm like, we have clear water in New Jersey? Who would have thought?
Sometimes.
There's a couple. There's a couple like not I won't say waste management, wildlife management areas scattered across Jersey, and like I've been out there on when I had my canoe out in the water and stuff like that, where you can see damn near to the bottom of the water. It's so clear,
Nice.
and it's so bizarre when I've lived by Strawbridge Lake for so many years, and I'm used to this brown, nasty chocolate milk water.
Yeah.
To see clear water in Jersey, it's like, wow, this is a thing. Holy shit!
Yeah. I mean, it's
But going
funny.
back to
I have a very quick Starbridge Lake story, just because I remember the last time I was there is when I was a kid, and it was one of those weird days where like I was meeting up with my dad in the middle of the day. I think it was something like I had a dentist appointment, so I just had like half the school day off. And I remember that like
excuse me.
after my appointment, that's where we met up and we were gonna have food. And my dad was like, here's the deal. I'm on my lunch right now. He was doing a very like heroic dad thing where he was basically like sacrificing his lunch hour that day just to be able to like see me. And then like my stepmom was going to take me to my appointment and take me home, and he was like, she's gonna get you lunch, so what did you bring for lunch today? And it was basically a thing of, he was like, I don't have a lunch, I'm having your stepmother get you lunch. Respectfully, give me your lunch. Because he was like, she's gonna take you to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going through the drive-through. I was like, sweet, hell yes.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go, get my teeth cleaned, but fucking whatever. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to McDonald's after that.
Yeah.
But I got a Lunchable that day. So when I remembered when he was like, what did you have for lunch? I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, I don't want to give up a Lunchable. And he's like, and what's funny is my dad was like, oh sweet, you got a Lunchable today, hell yeah. And he just like kind of opens it, and like for him it's basically like a half a charcuterie board, because
Yeah.
that's what they are. But I'm
Pretty
like,
much.
so I was like, it was the first time in my life I was like really torn and of two minds about a situation. I'm like, that is like such a kid version of like, do you press the button? Like, you get to go to McDonald's, but you don't get to eat the Lunchable you've been looking forward to. Which one do I shoot?
Do I want the Lunchable or see Ronald? This decisions.
Oh, my dad made the decision for me. He just tore into it. He was like, I'm like, can I have one?
But the question is,
buddy, you can't have anything before your dentist appointment. And again, you're getting McDonald's after that. So I'm like, I mean, at the end of the day, I got my McDonald's, so I wasn't bummed about it at that point. At that point, I was over it. Once I had a fresh batch of fries and some nugs and a toy.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you recall at all what kind of Lunchable it was?
I honestly think it was just your basic ass, like ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese. Like, I think it wasn't until we were older that the pizza ones came out.
I was just gonna fucking say, because I got those, and I remember when I would have them at lunch, it'd be you, me, and a couple of our other buds. I think Marco was at our table. I don't remember. But do you remember that they also came with like a little bit of candy? They came with Smarties.
Yep.
So
yes.
I'm like, I'm gonna be a scientist today. Cold bread-like disc, cold marinara sauce, cold processed coagulated cheese with preservatives, Smarties. Bon appetit. And you're never going to believe
appetite.
this. I have digestive issues later in life.
Huh, imagine. totally
And I've had
out of
to
the
have
blue.
stomach surgery for a tumor in my stomach. I wonder how
How that came to be.
so
All the processed food with Smarties added to it.
it's one of those things where every now and then I'll look down at my surgery scar and I'm like, I'd be more upset, but I know what I've eaten.
Yeah.
I know
It's
all of the Wendy's quad stackers that I put away when I was 19.
yeah. I'm trying like
Specifically eating them on Fridays because I was an edgelord at the time, and I knew that if I ate it on a Friday, it would piss off the most people because it would piss off, non-meat eaters. And again, I have graduated from being an edgelord.
we all have.
Sure. Absolutely. But it was like I figured, oh, this will piss off all the major religions because eating meat on a Friday and it's not kosher, it's not halal, it's not this, it's not that.
I got yeah, it's just like when I was on Sunday when I was working the stairs full time for Brad and Fiona, who were super cool. Like I was upstairs towards the end and whatnot, and then once they were done, they took a big group photo with everybody that was working with them, which was a phenomenal experience. But um, when I was working there, and again, you don't realize how much weight you lose until someone else points it out. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, oh hey, you look good, you lost some weight, or yeah, hey, yeah, but so Carl, a buddy of mine who I used to work with at Night of Terror, he was there with his daughters. So I was sitting in my little chair, telling people can't go up the steps. That's where Brad and Fiona are. Can I use the bathroom? Nope, that way. You peasant. Use the other bathroom. Um, and Carl said to me, he goes, "Are you feeling okay?" I said, "I'm feeling fine. Why?" He goes, "Oh, you look like you lost half of yourself." I'm like, that's a very nice way to say I lost weight. Thank you very much. And I definitely did. I think I dropped like 20 pounds. I went from
That's
like
awesome. I'm
I
pretty
went
sure
from,
I found it, but I'm happy for you.
I went from like 250 something to like I was like 235 now.
That's great.
And I'm trying to lose more. I repay my gym membership so I can start going to Planet Fitness again.
Are
I
you
have like
doing? Is there anything you're noticing that you're doing differently that you feel like has had an impact? Or
water, drinking more water.
hell yeah, man!
I stopped drinking half-gallon iced teas like they were water and went to water instead.
I'm
Because
very
there was a
proud of you
point.
for that because I never was quite sure how to approach that. I'm like, dude, I love you, but you drink your weight in iced tea, and that is full of sugar.
I know. Like
But
there's a point in time where like when I was working for AAA, where I was like going through like two of those jugs a day sometimes. Not every day, but like two of those jugs a day, because I'd be so hot and sweaty. And I'm like, I got a great idea. I'll drink iced tea, a half gallon of it
mhm.
twice.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I wondered why I was blowing up the fucking toilet every goddamn day. Because
Yeah. No,
but like
I
it's
have.
Sprite.
I'll have like
It's
yeah.
it's Sprite now. Like I said, a Coke, it's Sprite, but it's like you saw the little fucking under the giant can I had in my the first show we did.
Mhm.
In normal size can for us, but in my hand like a fucking under the giant. But yeah, it's like one or two drinking a lot of unsweetened teas, water. Um, like the hardest thing for me is giving up fast food. That's the hardest thing for me. But living
Yeah,
in my place now, being able to get my own stuff, my own food, my own snacks, I'm making my lunch more often.
good.
I'm taking leftovers from dinner and taking them. When I remember, Alyssa has found out very quickly that I can say that I will say, save me a plate for tomorrow for my lunch while I'm at work, and then I'll walk out of the house. I'll get halfway to work and go, fuck, I left my leftovers at the house, and then I have to get McDonald's or Wendy's, but now it's like there's like biggie bags from Wendy's. So it's like a burger, nuggets, fries, and a small soda. But I'll get a small unsweetened tea. So I'm still in my head, I'm
Yeah.
still being healthy.
No, I believe this is what the ladies refer to as girl math.
Yes, yes. If I buy the tickets a month or 5 months in advance, when I go to the show, it's free because I paid for 'em. All right, yeah, I've already been educated in girl
No,
math.
dude, I dropped $80 at the record store today. You're in good company. Like I fucking, and that was the thing of like, it's the morally right thing for me to do to buy this album because it's only $27, whereas this other one that I really want is $50.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, like I mean, for example, you know,
So yeah, I bought 3 vinyls today, one of which I have to show off whenever. So
they just dropped the new uh, WWE 2K video game, and I got paid Friday. So I bought the game, and uh, Alyssa asked me how much it was. I said it was like $65 for the game. She's like $65. I was like, yeah, but the 40 years of WrestleMania version that comes with all the unlockables. I don't have to work for unlockables. I don't gotta buy unlockables. That one's $100. So this one was the more cost-efficient one for me to buy, and then I'll eventually unlock all the things I have to unlock rather than get them all at one lump fee. So really, I'm saving myself money. it's, but real quick, going back to Monster Mania, because I said I had a story when I was talking
yes,
to
that's
you
right.
the other day. I had a story from Monster Mania. So one of the guys that was there was Dick Warlock. And first of all, let's just
That's
point out
a
the fact
fucking
that's a porn
great
star
name.
name.
I
That is
know
a
that it's only a porn star name if the last name is said first.
yeah, oh yeah, Warlock Dick. But yeah, Dick
Like,
Warlock.
who are you? I'm Dick Warlock.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Or
How are you?
it sounds like a detective who's also a sorcerer.
Yeah, how are you in the sack? I'm a Dick Warlock. Like there's so many ways to go with that name, but he was
What a fucking royal
without
flush of a name.
without a doubt one of the nicest guys that was there. Next to Michael Gross from Tremors and from Family Ties.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Entourage for a couple episodes. Curb Your Enthusiasm. He was one of the nicest dudes that was there. So the first story involves him, and it's quick and sweet and funny. Friday afternoon, I'm watching the door because that's where Katie Seagal is too. So before the day starts, I'm hanging out with the other volunteers, and
Yeah.
Michael's in there. He walked past us and he gave us all fist bumps and high fives and said hello everybody. He walks in the room. He comes out about 10 minutes later. He goes, "I'm gonna go shop the vendor room real quick." And we're like, "Fucking dude, go right ahead. Go shop the vendor room. You're Michael Gross. We're not gonna tell you no. Show starts in 45 minutes. You got time to kill." So he
Yeah.
he walks into the vendor room right across from us. He's in there for about 20 minutes, and he comes out, and this is not what he was holding in his hand, but this is my prop for the story.
Mm-hmm.
He's holding up in his hand, and he's like, he has a cookie, and he has this big dumb smile on his face, and he's like, "This is great," and he holds it up, and it has the Family Ties family portrait on the cookie with the Family Ties logo, like you know how they do it the picture cakes. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
kind of the same thing. It has the icing, and then it's the logo Family
Yeah,
Ties, and
face
then
cake.
yeah, face cake. And he's holds up he's like, "It's a Family Ties cookie," and he walks in the room, so happy he found his face on a goddamn cookie. I'm like, this is the best moment. No matter how bad my weekend could possibly be, that moment made it great because he came across the one thing I see every year, and it made his fucking day to
Yeah.
find this cookie with his face on it. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think there was like an old XKCD comic about this, about how like whatever the popular thing is, where it's like, how do you not know about this? There is somewhere in the world, I think it was like averaged out to be like, whatever the popular thing is, there's probably about 10,000 people who have never heard of it
yeah,
or never seen that thing. Like, there's going to be someone you're going to come across at some point that's like, for example, the first time you say working hard or hardly working, they're going to be like, or equivalents, something like some,
Yeah,
ridiculous joke that you've said or heard a million times, but it's their first time. And
exactly.
that was just that moment. Um, for him,
So
like it's, but at the same time, that's the great thing is you get to sort of, it gets to be new again
yes, yeah,
vicariously.
yeah. I get to experience
And that
once
sort of,
again.
and then for a while, I'm sure you're going to look at that little Family Ties cookie anytime you see it and be like, that made his fucking day.
Yeah,
And
and
even if it has as no like, even if you don't want one, it's still going to be like, that's an
yeah.
item worth having.
So, but back to Dick Warlock. Um,
I love that still.
I know it's a fucking great
S
name.
tier.
So Friday afternoon, he's in the room. I walk up to him, and he goes, "Are you here all weekend?" I go, "No, I'm in this room today. I'm somewhere else tomorrow. I'm somewhere else on Sunday." So he signed my shirt for me. He was the first autograph of my shirt. So constantly for 3 days, I kept getting told, "Yo, man, got some dick on your shirt." It was
Be like,
great.
excuse me, I also have some Warlock on my shirt. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So
That
Sunday, I get my picture. I get a picture with him, and it's the picture I sent you, where you're showing how to do the Vulcan neck pinch.
nice.
Because he was that guy from Spaceballs. He was the Vulcan neck pinch Spaceball. So I sit next to him, and we're gonna do the picture, and I was like, "Can I do the Vulcan neck pinch on you?" And he looks at me and he goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And I went, "The Vulcan neck pinch?" And he goes, "No, stupid, it's down here where the shoulder meets the neck." And I'm like, "That's it. My weekend's fucking made."
Yeah.
I got the guy to do the line for me. That was it. But when I was waiting in line for Michael Gross after him, I see a billion Michael Myerses, a billion Freddys, a billion Jasons at the horror conventions. The cosplays I like are the ones that I'm sure you will agree, the obscure ones, the second character, third character, fourth character that aren't really the main focus of the movie. When you see them in cosplay form, you're like, oh, I've never seen that before. So
Yeah.
this guy walking around is Michael Myers from Halloween 2, who was played by Dick Warlock. And I'm in line for Michael Gross, and the guy walks up to me and he goes, "Do you mind if I show you my Michael Myers walk?" And he goes, "I would love to see it." And he stands up and he sits on his table and watches this dude walk towards him as Michael Myers. He gets halfway through, and Dick Warlock stops him, and he goes, "Hold on, do it like this." And then he taught him how to walk like Michael Myers.
Nice.
And then he went, "Okay, now do it again." And then he did it again, and he's like, "Much better." And I'm like, how awesome was it for that dude to have Michael Myers teach him how to walk like Michael Myers? Like that.
He was probably like, I'm so fucking glad I'm wearing a mask right now. He's probably like,
This is the best day ever.
This summer, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a sea lion. That video, dude, it got me. When I came across it, I was crying.
Did I send you the Annabelle TikTok?
Maybe?
Okay. I'm probably gonna ruin it, but it's still funny. I'll send it to you anyway. It's a part from the movie Annabelle where she's like in the chair and it's like the slow head turn,
Yeah.
And it's like it gets to about here, and then you can hear somebody who's watching it just go, "Hi, welcome to Chili's."
You probably did. Now I'm gonna go through my friggin'. I'll do it later on. It's unprofessional for me to do it right now. But yeah, but off the air before we came on, I said I had a new segment I wanted to do. It's gonna be a like bi-monthly thing where it's like whatever the case may be. So a lot of times, I will see something on YouTube, like music-wise, or I'll hear something on the radio, whatnot, and then my first thought is, because we talk music a lot with each other, and my first thought was always, has Nick heard this? So this new segment is just going to be called "Has Nick Heard This?" And this is
Okay.
from a while back. This is from and are you ready?
Yes.
30 years ago at Woodstock '94.
Okay.
And I just came across it recently, and I'm not sure if you've ever heard it before. Honestly, you might have already seen this video. It's a clip of Primus,
Sick.
and
I've
they
heard
are
of Primus. I win.
and they are doing. It's not a full cover, but it's a brief, like minute-long cover of Master of Puppets.
Okay.
But now, I could be wrong. Les Claypool is their singer, right, and bass
Yes.
player.
Yes.
So he is doing Kirk Hammett's guitar parts on his bass.
Yes.
So as a bass player, I wanted to play this solely just for you because it astounded me, and I don't play bass.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna play this little quick, this little quickie thingy right here as I hit share, and I will make it big.
Ah, 12 out of 10. Holy shit, that was awesome.
So
I haven't
so
heard that specific cover of Master of Puppets, but I'm glad I have now. That was fucking awesome.
So coming from a person who slaps on the bass,
Slap at a bass. I do that sometimes.
how hard would that be to do? Just how many extra fingers would you need?
It's not so much extra fingers, it's how he does it. It's I don't know. I swear he's he's a guitarist who plays bass. I'm almost convinced.
Yeah.
But or this he's just a madman who knows his instrument. But you know, I won't deny that like Les Claypool is one of the greatest bass players. I have absolutely tried to mimic his stuff. I have tried to play, Winona's Big Brown Beaver.
I love that that's a fucking song.
Yeah.
I mean, and then did I send that video on TikTok of the guy playing the Chili Peppers, and then it goes into 4 parts, and the guitars are all at different beats per minute, and different keys. One of the first comments on the video was, "Dude wrote a Primus song and didn't realize it."
Yeah, kind of. Primus is one of those bands where it's like 3 different instruments all having a solo at the same time, but it somehow works.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things I came across that it had to have been 2 weeks ago, and I knew I had no last week because I had Monster Mania, so I knew we had no show that weekend. But I'm like, I'm not gonna. Because I saw it on TikTok. I was like, I'm not gonna say this to Nick. I'm saving this for if he hasn't heard it before. I need to see his genuine reaction to this fucking madman doing a guitar solo on a bass.
No,
and making it still sound like a goddamn guitar solo. Like it didn't sound like a bass. It still sounded like a guitar solo.
Yeah, I mean,
just that last part.
Yeah,
fucking
just
insane.
a fuzz pedal alone on a bass is a night and day difference. Um, do you, and I will, and I, it's funny that I say that because the bass part that kind of sealed the deal on like I want to get into something musically and this is what I want to get into was the opening bass line to Around the World by Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Okay.
where it's like bow 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 bow.
Yeah, and even Flea is a
Yeah.
insane bass player, but I think that
Well, and Flea actually influenced me twice because for that one, that was the bass lick that kind of like sealed the deal for me of like this is the instrument that I want to play. Um, but God, I haven't thought about this in forever. Um, this is what you fucking do to me on this show. You make me like unearth treasure troves of like memories because you've known me for long enough for me to have been like you were there when the memory happened.
yeah,
Um, but on the Power Rangers movie soundtrack, the Chili Peppers have a cover of Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder.
they do. Yes.
And on that cover, which is a great cover, by the way, it opens with Flea doing like the opening bass line where he just does like those octaves where he's like
Hmm.
boom ba doom ba boom ba doom. And that was like the first time because I didn't really have like I wasn't didn't really know bands yet, but that was like the first time I listened to a song and I was like, what is that? That's not the guitar. What is that? And I
Yeah.
even asked my dad, I was like, what is this? And he put on the headphones, he's like, oh, that's the bass. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, that's the one that looks like a guitar, but it's not the guitar. I'm like, oh, okay.
It only has four strings, unless you're field in, and it has five strings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I still have my 4 and my 5. So
do you really?
yeah. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
play them much anymore. I want to refurbish my 4 string because it is old as shit. I think it still has, if not the original, not the original strings, but like the first time I changed the strings back when I was like 17. So the strings I've had on it have been on there for like 22 years,
Yeah.
close to it. Um,
But you brought up Power Rangers. That movie was fucking like as a kid, it was great. I rewatched it recently, and I was like,
really?
this is awful. Like there is so there's a guy that I watch on YouTube a lot, and he doesn't post much anymore, but he used to post these reviews called Hilariosity reviews,
Okay.
and it was just reviewing these awful movies. Like he did The Room with Tommy Wiseau.
Nice.
He did Jaws: The Revenge, which is one of my favorite reviews that he does because he shares my absolute disdain for that movie.
Hmm.
So it's just, but he did one for Power Rangers, the movie from back in the mid '90s, and he did like a flip count on how many times they flipped through that movie, and
Yeah.
it was like 75 times or some like stupid high number of like flips, and the like the weird noises that were made with the of the fucking like, everything about it. He just tore the movie apart while still loving every minute of the movie, and it's it's
Like I hate everything about this movie except for the parts that I fucking love.
yeah. But speaking of movies that are going to be god awful, this was announced. Apparently, this was a thing that was made, and it flew under both our radars. Um, like we've already did, I've gone into the Crow remake that's coming out, and
Hmm.
they also remade Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, which is coming out next month. Um, all movies from like childhood that I'm like, stop touching them, make your own new shit. Stop
Mhm.
fucking with the old shit. But
Yeah, don't
apparently,
gravitate to ideas just because they have a built-in audience.
so apparently, uh, on April 16th, um, on Blu-ray, it's gonna be straight to DVD movie, which is necessary based off the fucking plot. Half Baked, Totally High. They made a sequel to Half Baked. The only returning character is Mary Jane. No one else is coming back. Not even Harlan Williams, which shows how awful this movie must be for Harlan Williams to go. Nah,
So
I'm
wait,
good.
the girl love interest?
Yeah, she's back in this one.
She's the only returning character.
Yes, nobody else. Dave Chappelle, Jim Brewer, Stephen Wright, nobody else.
Wow, you couldn't even get the guy on the couch.
I know, right? So here's
Probably
the
still asleep.
plot for this movie, supposedly. Ever since they first shared a joint as kids 10 years ago, JR, Miles, Corey, and Bruce have been best buds. Ha ha. But their love of chronic kickstarts chaos after Bruce puffs on a fabled doobie containing 3 strains of weed that turns out to be fatal. Strapped for cash, the 3 remaining stoners stumble across an amazing strain of marijuana and blaze a trail across LA's underground pot market, destroying the business of a ruthless and now very unhappy drug lord. This amps up the hilarious adventure that gets lit with outrageous antics, surprising suspense, and non-stop laughs. So apparently, one of the kids in this movie is the son of Dave Chappelle and Mary Jane's character. Nick, come back! Don't walk away. I know this hurts you more because you are now a purveyor of the herbal arts.
Why? Why did they do this? Why do they just call it its own thing at this point?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, apparently one of the kids, is the son of uh the what's it called? Which still makes no fucking sense how it can be the son. But then again, they could if they wanted
It's like what they
if
did
they
with
want to continue the story where it's like, oh, the mom and dad got divorced or whatnot, and the kid's now in his 20s or
it's
blah
like what
blah.
they did with the movie Waiting.
Oh, Still Waiting,
Still Waiting.
which
That
I haven't
sequel
watched.
pissed me off for one, and it was one particular scene that pissed me off.
What, in Still Waiting?
Yes. It's a little bit spoilery if you're willing to spoil Still Waiting. Part of it.
I am very much willing to spoil Still Waiting.
Okay. So, in the first movie, Waiting, Justin Long's character is like his whole thing is he knows he doesn't want to be in the restaurant business forever,
Yeah.
and that he wants to kind of get out and make something of himself and sort of be a success story. And at the end of the movie, he's like jazzed. He quits his job.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready to get out for life's next adventure. In the sequel, Still Waiting, there's a part where the new main character, because they have a few returning characters.
Yeah, I know the guy that couldn't pee is back in that one. He's now the owner.
He's back in that one as like a hotshot manager. He's had kind of like a character flip. But eventually at one point in the movie, he kind of like reverts back to, pea shy nervous guy, and his like false bravado is like put in check. Louis Guzman is back in it.
I know the girl, the one girl, the one that was like angry all the goddamn time. The one that pulled her fucking skirt up with the fucking the dick game.
Yeah.
But
I only know
side note,
that movie and Legally Blonde.
Alyssa just watched that movie for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we got to that part where she fucking pulls her fucking skirt up, and Ryan's like, "Oh my god, it's so angry."
Yeah.
That line still makes me laugh. Some 20 years later,
uh,
it's so goddamn funny.
Oh, absolutely. But
And he's like 12 in that movie.
oh yeah.
It's,
But in Still Waiting, there is a part where the new main character guy, he's kind of down on his luck, and he's sitting at the bar at the restaurant, and Justin Long's character comes back and kind of sits next to him, and you think he's going to give him some kind of like advice of like, I got out of here and I put my life together, and but no, instead he's like, kid, I was a lot like you. I thought I, had the world in front of me, but it's all bullshit. I took this job at Jack's Steakhouse. I'm a manager there now. So it's funny. Because he was offered that job in the first movie.
yes, yeah.
And he crumbles up and throws away their business card. But basically his character arc is that he didn't make it. He went back and just took that shitty job that he didn't want to take.
Yeah.
And that he was basically like, just dreams are dreams for a fucking reason because they're bullshit kind of character. And that for some reason sort of gives the main character in the new movie the impetus to actually like find his path in life, because he doesn't want to wind up like Justin Long. And it's like that you basically just lit the whole first movie on fucking fire.
Yeah. It's
my eyes twitching now. I'm unreasonably mad about it. Maybe it's because I was in the service industry. Maybe I did my 7 years of indentured servitude.
I did my time, man.
I did
it, man. I survived. I
If
made
it all go. If I could go back and do it all again, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I would not. It fucking sucked.
I think for a while and then go, nah. It's
my worst day at my current job is still better than my best day at any serving job.
Yeah. Thankfully, I was able to avoid. No, that's a lie. I didn't avoid the I didn't avoid the serving industry directly. I worked at Uno's, but I was a expediter. So.
Oh, you just ran an expo.
Yeah, I worked behind the scenes, and I told Alyssa when we were watching Waiting, that one scene with that woman that was bitching about the steak, and yada yada yada, and then he brings it back, and it's like from under cheese and some garlic for your mashed potatoes, and alfalfa sprouts and all that fucking shit. Out there, I was like, this is why I never complain about my food. This is why I treat my servers.
If you just be cool about it.
Yeah, this is why I treat servers
do
with
it from the understanding of like,
utmost respect. Say, look, man, I'm really sorry about this, but could you possibly maybe take this back? I try to add all the different words I possibly can to make it not seem like I'm being an asshole. Hey, could you possibly, maybe, if it's not too much work and not too much of a hassle, could you take this back from me?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of movies that get sequels that shouldn't get sequels, and the one is that still to this day that irks my soul to no extent. Is I'm not sure if you ever heard of it. There's a Crow sequel that came out forever ago called Wicked Prayer. And
no, I've only seen The Crows 1 through 4, and I'm kind of annoyed that I ever watched Crows 2 through 4.
Well, here's the thing. So 4
2 is okay.
4 might actually be Wicked Prayer. 4's the one that had Edward Furlong in it and David Boreanaz. Um, Either way, yeah, I think 2. Which one's the one where the dude he's put the electric chair with the fucking that weird steel mask over his face, and that's how he gets the crow look. That might have been 3. I can't remember.
I think it was 3 because it doesn't sound like 2. And it's definitely not 1.
Yeah, because it must have been 3. Because it's the
2 was like the southwestern kind of one, right?
yeah, and 3 was the one that had that weird how we got and that one I watched it, I was like, okay, the movie sucked, but how he got the whole look was all right. That was pretty pretty nifty and pretty cool. But I gotta find the fucking the thing again. I think I sent it to somebody. I can't find it on my screenshots, but it was here it is. The Crow Wicked Prayer. So this is a Rotten Tomatoes review from back in 2005 when it first came out. The Crow Wicked Prayer is just like the first one. If the first one had been made by a room full of mean-spirited 6-year-olds with a finger paint budget of $12. And
Listen, you can buy a lot of finger paint for $12.
You can. But that is, from my recollection of that movie, accurate review. It's...
I mean, that's probably why I loved it so much when I was an edgelord.
Edgelord Nick. There's also Edgelord Lit at one point in time too.
No, that's fair.
It's...
No, honestly, once I turned 26, all the edgelordiness went away because when I started, it's when I befriended Mary Jane.
Yeah. But yeah, there was. I'm trying to. There's another movie. There's another movie that came out recently that I watched that was fucking just it was the opposite. It was hilarious. And I recommend it 100% if you have Amazon Prime or if you have other ways of procuring movies that are on Amazon Prime that may or may not need VPN. Yeah, that may or may not need, that may or may not need VPNs to access.
Hey, life finds a way.
Finds a way. But it's a Ricky Stenicki. It's the new flick with Zac Efron and John Cena. It's the movie the movie that John Cena made the OnlyFans to promote.
Okay.
And did I not send you the John Cena OnlyFans videos on TikTok?
No, you did. You did.
Okay.
I'm just still like weirdly wrapping my head around the fact that that's a real sentence of words that exists and forms a coherent thought.
So to not spoil much of any about the movie, but so basically the plot wise, these kids when they were younger, they got in trouble and they made up they made up a friend, like they made up this guy Ricky Stenicki, who like he was like their fallback, like if they wanted to ditch their girlfriends, hey, we're going to party with Ricky for a little while, and they go to like Vegas or wherever,
imaginary scapegoat.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So the one character has a kid, and then like his mom invites Ricky Sticky to the baby shower, the christening and the circumcision and all that stuff. So they have to like find somebody to be Ricky Stenicki, and they met this like actor who was doing a show in Atlantic City where he would sing popular songs, but all the songs that he sang had to do with masturbation. That's John Cena's character. And when they and you don't hear the songs at all until like you see a couple little clips here and there. But I mean, some of these fucking things, I'm like, dear God, like there's, he did School, and all the songs he's dressed as the person that he's singing as.
Yeah.
It's like Alice Cooper is doing School's Out, but it's like Spooge Out. He's doing Baby I Love Your Way by Peter Frampton, but it's Baby I Masturbate. You know, it's
Mr. Bird.
pretty yes, yeah, every day, yeah. It's just
I
like,
wanna beat it all night and day.
dude, have you seen the movie yet? Because those are the words he sings.
Really? No.
Yes.
That's not bad.
But yeah, but it's funny, and it's made by the same person that made something about Mary. And so, but it is anybody who's watching and hasn't seen it yet, I'd recommend it 100%. It is a very it's our style
Nice.
of humor. That's the best way I can put it. It's uh, there's movies sometimes that I watched a movie a week or two ago called Supercell. It's a weather movie, tornado movie, kind
Nice.
of like I don't say low budget twister, but it's actually done in my opinion better than that. Like more accurate, more true to the like real world scenarios. But I watched it when she was at work, and I told her I wanted to watch it with her, and she was like, "I want to watch movies that you haven't watched yet." And I'm like, "Babe, I'm 10 years older than you. That's a short fucking list of movies
Yeah.
that I haven't seen yet. You have a better chance because but I was reasoning it this way. I'm like, babe, look, I've seen him before, but I haven't watched him in such a long time. When I watch him with you, it's like I'm watching him for the first time again because you haven't seen him yet. So ta-da, let's watch Spaceballs, or
Right.
let's watch Robin Hood Men in Tights, or these goofy ass movies. I watched Blazing Saddles with her. One of the first movies I watched with her was Blazing Saddles.
Uh,
Side note, she has a mixed race child, and I put on Blazing Saddles.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
before it started, I had it paused, and I was like, before this movie starts, understand
It is a
this movie.
product of its time.
Well, no, I didn't even say that. I used the actual the Raising from Mel Brooks. That movie was made to make fun of these people. It wasn't meant to disparage anybody for any reason. It was made solely as a mockery of racism and prejudiced behavior. It was made it's satire completely to make fun of them. So I play it, and in the first 10 minutes, there's like four N bombs dropped in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What the fuck are we watching?" And I'm like, "Just get past this part. It gets better." And by the end of the movie, she is hysterically laughing because she finally caught on to the fact that, oh, this is just made that this was, yes, you're right, a product of its time,
Yeah.
100%. But the problem is that it's most movies that we discuss on this show, we can freely quote our favorite lines. From that one, we can't. Because most of the favorite lines contain language you can't say in 2024, especially on a live stream broadcast.
Yeah. It's like whatever your favorite part is, just think of it and then feel that.
Yes. Feel that in your soul and deep down inside of you and laugh to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple lines you can quote from that movie that are hilarious. Mongo love candy.
Yeah.
Fucking Mongo only pawn in Game of Life is one I still say to this day. But the one that gets me every single time is the fucking Gene Wilder in the fucking prison cell, and he wakes up and he's like, and Bart walks over. Are we awake? We're not sure. Are we black? Yes, we are. Well, then we're awake, but we're very puzzled. And then the scene where he's talking about how he was the Waco kid, the fastest hands in the West, and he's like, "See this hand? Yep, stiff as a board. Yeah, but I shoot with this hand." Like that's it's like, what do you do? Yeah, drink, screw. Well, let's have a drink.
Yeah.
There's, that's anything, and I look, I'm telling you, dude, every almost monthly I'm on Twitter, not to be on Twitter,
Yeah.
but I'm looking at the trending things because I fear when I see certain things trending. When I see Ozzy trending, I get scared.
Yeah.
You know, but the day I see that, but with how old he is now, the day I see Mel Brooks trending is the day that I'm going to fear that day.
Yeah.
Because if he's trending on Twitter at almost 98 years old, it's probably not going to be a good trend.
It's not because I got a new Harley.
but yeah, shit. But you were talking off the air about your idea that you have for your now unfortunately deceased unharvestable mushrooms.
Oh yeah. Um. So they're dead now. But they. Whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to
It was. I
shock
don't
you. I
know.
told you earlier.
I know, but it was just the. Yeah, well, they're dead now.
Yeah. Um.
It's the same as the. Okay. It's,
Hey. Anyway. No, but they
R.I.P.
shriveled up and
mushrooms.
died because I didn't harvest them on the right day, and they just got dried out. So they look just very
What's
dehydrated.
what's the time frame? Like from when you have to harvest them till when you can't anymore? Is like they're like a like
Well,
yeah,
they just kind of get kind of like withery. But
like
then
there's a joke that like avocados are ripe for avocados are ripe for 8 seconds.
it's
It-
not, you're not far off. It's pretty much the same as that, where it's like the leading up time is so long, yet the window of opportunity is so short. However, they're still all on like the cluster, all on the block of the substrate that has all the nutrients in it. And I just want to take those clusters because they still look like a big, plume of
Excuse me.
mushrooms, just like, basically like dried out. Like they're practically like mummified
Oh,
is the best way to put it. Um, and I just want to take one of my resin molds of like a skull and put that in there, and then just fill it with this just like clear resin, and have a little mushroom brain thing. And
that would
hopefully I
be
can sell it for, even if I were to sell that for the cost of a new mushroom block and like a fresh bottle of epoxy, it would pay for itself several times over.
yeah.
And it
No,
would look cool as hell. Especially if you like weird, trippy, desk ornaments, and you listen to Tool.
and I do.
And
Actually, real quick, I have to grab something from my room real quick. I'm going to show you because it's one of my prized possessions. So give me 1 second. Entertain the people. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
all right, you do that.
I can still
I'm
hear you,
gonna-
by the way. I'm just going to run over here real
oh,
quick.
cool. Anyway,
I felt like what's her name from SNL, the Mike Myers character. Talk amongst yourselves.
they're talking about, then you're basically still on the air then, if you can still see and hear me.
I really
Well, you
am.
can't
Yes.
see me, but if you can still hear me and I can still hear you and we can still communicate, then there's no point for me to entertain all the people, because we can still entertain one another.
That's very true.
All I know is that you're just off somewhere with your
And I'm
penis
back.
in your hand, and anyway, and you're back now.
So this is one of my favorite things, and I've had it for a couple of years. And you're talking about skulls and shit. This is my bottle of Crystal Head vodka
Yeah,
that I got forever ago.
is it signed by Dan Aykroyd?
It's my Dan Aykroyd
It's signed
autograph
by
right
Dan
there.
I said that as a joke, and I'm like, "Oh, it's signed by Dan." I'm like, "Oh my god, it is."
He was doing something at a local liquor store a couple of years back, and actually, myself, Shane Forker were there, a couple other people that we knew, and yeah, it was a couple years back that he was there signing shit. And it was a pre-signed thing, but you got a picture with him and the whole nine. It was super fucking cool. We were talking
Yeah.
skulls, and I was like, fuck, I forgot I had the Crystal Head vodka just sitting in my closet. I never opened it. I want to buy another bottle so I can drink it and try it because that's what I'm going to save forever. And then and treasure it because I love Ghostbusters and Dan Aykroyd. Um, did I send you that? Yeah, speaking of Ghostbusters and Aykroyd, did I send that TikTok video of Jimmy Fallon doing the Ghostbusters theme song with the playground instruments thing that he does?
I don't
Uh,
think so, but at the same time, there's something about Jimmy Fallon that like I'm just like, you're talented, but I kind of want to punch you in the face.
yes, yeah, but it was him and the Roots and Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, and Ray Parker Jr. who sang the Ghostbusters theme
Oh
song,
yeah.
and they're playing Ghostbusters with kids' instruments, and he's singing the theme
Oh,
song.
okay.
So behind him is Bill Murray with a kazoo in his mouth, and he's like banging on a thing, and he looks like simultaneously like he's having the best time ever, and at the same time he's incredibly annoyed. And it's this very weird thing because you can see him laughing and smiling and having a good time, and then it just immediately just goes away, and
Like,
he's just staring at the camera with a kazoo in his mouth, pretending to play the kazoo, which is what makes the whole goddamn video great. Because
nice.
he's just sitting there within his mouth, and it's just like still like open, not doing anything. I'm like, he's not doing anything, but he's having a blast doing it. But what bothered me the most, and again, like the thing, I want to punch Fallon in the face. You're doing this thing with this jam band with the Roots and everybody else, and you don't have Dan Aykroyd, a fucking blues brother, there playing an instrument for the Ghostbusters movie coming out. Like, was Dan just too busy? Or
Yeah.
did you not invite him? Because if you didn't invite him, you're a dick. How would you not invite a blues brother to
Yeah.
your little jam band session?
Mm-hmm.
Just playing the harmonica in the background. Then again, every time I think of the Blues Brothers and the harmonica, I hear George Carlin in my head. You know, some fat, balding actor, starts blowing the harmonica. It's fucking sacrilege.
Yes. Yeah. There's exceptions to the rule.
So, I want to back up for a second because I forgot. I left one small story out from Monster Mania, and it's the one I want to tell at the beginning, and then we got on Dick Warlock. John Cleese
Oh, yeah.
was there when he was there, and I had heard from everybody that met him that he was the nicest guy on the planet. Was appreciative of everybody. He went on Twitter. Um, I think at some point before Monster Mania, it might have been the first day of Monster Mania, and tweeted out, "I'm still alive." And again, the most John Cleese thing that you can possibly fucking tweet out is, "I'm still alive. Hey, heads up, I'm still alive."
Just a heads up, I'm still alive, despite your best efforts.
I think no, he didn't tweet out. I think he just told somebody at Monstermania, "Hey, I'm still alive," and then it got spread through the convention that John Cleese was still alive. So I go on Sunday. I get a brief break to meet people I wanted to meet. I met Patricia Velasquez from The Mummy Returns. She played Anoxina Moon. I met Michael Ironside from Scanners and all the Children of the Corn that were there. I met them. John Lovitz, I met him when he was there. And he was very nice. The first day I saw him, he didn't seem like he was having a great time, but I realized he was right in front of the door that kept opening and closing, and it was fucking cold outside. And he was probably just miserable being in the cold. Once they moved him to the other side of the room, he seemed much happier.
Yeah.
And I started in line for Cleese. And I get up there and I'm talking to the people that are handling his stuff, and like, you get anything signed? I'm like, no, I have to say hello. Like, when's the next chance I'm get to see him? I just want to say
Yeah.
hello to him. I'm a huge fan. So I get to the person right before him that's like, you hand your 8x10 to for him to sign it. And I'm like, look, I got nothing to get signed. I just want to say hello. And she knows me from the con. She's busting like, you're breaking my balls, man. I said, look, when am I going to get this chance again? When? And she
Yeah.
kind of dropped the hint. She goes, maybe November in Oaks. I've heard maybe November. And I was like, look, if he's back in November, I'll buy 2 autographs, but I didn't buy one today. So I get to his table, and he's talking to the person in front of me, and what? So the person in front of me is talking to him, but as he's talking to the person in front of me, he's talking to me. He's talking to the person next to me. Like, he's talking to
Mhm.
everybody that's in front of him about this story. And so I get to his table, and I just put my hand out. So I just want to say I'm a huge fan. So I say thank you for coming out. I'm a huge fan. And he looks at me and he goes, how tall are you? And I go, he's like, what? It's 6'4", 6'5". I'm like, no, I'm like 6 foot. He's like, oh, so you're a medium sized fan, not really a huge fan. and
All
and
right.
again, that was bravo, sir. And I asked him, I was you having a good time? He's like, I'm loving it here. He's like, he's like, horror isn't my wheelhouse. He's able to see all the cosplayers coming up dressed as people that I've played in movies, and the admiration and the love they have, and just coming to see me when they have everybody else here that's more in the horror genre. He's like, it makes me feel very good, and it strokes my ego a bit. And sometimes you need a good ego stroking.
Sometimes
That's,
you need a good ego stroking, you see?
and I mean, he's right. I was walking around and I saw somebody dressed as Tim.
Yeah.
Uh,
Tim.
and when I saw them, I was like, quick question for you. Does everybody call you Tim? And they're like, you're the first person
Nice.
to know who I was cosplaying as. And I'm like, that says more about everybody else here than it does about me.
Right. Like,
It's,
I did my homework. I watched the fucking movie 80
yeah,
times. Like,
if you don't know one of the most basic and well-known lines or characters from a Monty Python movie,
yeah.
that's on you. Your parents failed at raising you. So it's, who is sending me what?
Yeah, that's another frontal
I
assault. That rabbit's dynamite.
I have to show you this picture real quick. I sent it to a buddy of mine earlier today. I'm gonna see if you can see it. People were bitching for the longest time about the plexiglass at conventions during COVID.
Yeah.
This was taken at the '90s con that happened. Um, just fucking boxes in between them and the stars. Like, not,
Cool.
yeah. It's Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon, and like 3 fans, and there's a stack of boxes. I wonder how big the boxes were. Could they even see them next to the fucking boxes?
Right. Just be like,
They
thank
just walked.
you.
They just walked away and been 2 empty chairs and gotten the picture taken and got developed. They're not even fucking in the picture with us.
Right. It's like we just photoshopped them in. They were on
Yeah,
lunch.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, they were on lunch. But yeah,
Yeah.
this past, and then they announced for August, Robert England's going to be there again. And well, that sounded really shitty, like the attitude I just had. He's gonna be there again.
He's gonna fucking be
Um,
there again, like fucking
and
whatever.
Clive Barker, who very famous director in the horror genre, who also sells his own artwork
Nice.
at the shows. He has like a whole room to himself, it's like tables of artwork. Um, and apparently, from what I heard, the cheapest thing you can get there is like doodles on a piece of loose paper.
Nice.
Um, and I'm not sure they're announcing more on Monday.
Yeah.
And But yeah, it's going to be an interesting and very fun-filled time. But let me see that vinyl you just snuck over.
Oh yeah, this is one of the three vinyls I got today. Is Volume
Nice.
3, because this is throughout the years it has been proven to be like my favorite Slipknot album. It's the one I feel like I can listen to front to back with the most
Yeah,
ease. Uh, there's a
that's pretty.
sick
That's
ass
pretty.
because
That's pretty nifty.
it is a double vinyl because because of the length of the album. And you can get this on here. But the thing that sold me on it was the fact that I am a sucker for colored vinyls.
Yeah.
So just to kind of show off some of the art on that
Oh, nice.
is very it's volume 3 era.
Yeah.
Then
Probably one of my nice.
oh yeah.
Probably one of my favorite of the Corey masks was the Volume 3 era.
Yeah.
Like
That
if I
has
had to,
a nice design on the
that is with that Slipknot star. I'm not sure. Does it have an actual name?
I don't know. The 9 logo, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, that mask, that Volume 3 era is one of my favorite masks of just Corey. I mean, like for clown, it's the it's the Iowa mask. I think is one of my favorites.
Let's see. And then this one, it's got just the sick group photo.
Yeah,
And
like
then
that
this side
mask.
is,
That mask was cool too for clown. That the bandaged up mask.
yeah. But you're referring to like this Corey mask?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That one. That one's what it's. If I had to like rank my Corey masks
Oh yeah,
by
and then there's Clown.
by album style, like it would be whatever that thing was that he had on for All Hope Is Not. What was All Hope Is Gone? No, not All Hope Is Gone. The milk
The
carton mask.
is it the We're Not Your Kind?
That one, yeah, yeah, the milk carton. Um,
Is that the one he
the
said he didn't like because of the jaw piece?
no, no, that was the gray chapter where it had like the thing he could peel off and like
Yeah.
the yeah. Now the milk carton was the We're Not Your Kind um and well the first incarnation of it I didn't like because the cheeks kind of fucking bubbled out and it looked just fucking goofy on him. And then as they redid the mask and like they put stitches in and the whole nine, the thing I did like about it though, and I will admit it, was that it was a different mask every show because it was clear, so he could paint his face under it, and it
Oh,
was like
nice.
it was like a different look every time you saw him.
Yeah.
And then next to that is the point five with the weird face thing. That one
Hmm.
that one to me was very basic. Like it didn't scream Slipknot to me like the previous masks did.
Yeah.
And then from there it would be the new mask for the most recent album.
Yeah. I love Sid's newest one where it's like the disembodied head that kind of sits
Yeah,
on the
that
deck
talks.
that talks and like the robot hands.
Yeah.
That I think is really neat.
And
Um,
then uh like my top three Slipknot Corey masks, and I got flack on I did a ranking video on TikTok a couple months back, and I got flack for it. Um, my number three is the Volume 3 mask. My number two is the self-titled.
hmm.
Is the first mask, and my favorite one is actually the Iowa Corey.
Okay.
Just something about that one, how just grungy and dirty, and it was the first mask that was made like from a life cast of his actual face.
Yeah.
Something about that one was just fucking gnarly. The rest of them, like aside from Sid and Clown, no mask has really changed all that much
Not
in
too.
the last couple years. Like mixed mask is always the same. Like maybe little things here
Yeah.
and there, but it's the same. Metal great
Mhm.
mouth.
Yeah.
Lord of the Jim's mask. He had different shit. He had the jester for the longest time, then the zipper in the mouth, and then once Volume 3 happened, it was that black and white mask, and then it's kind of been the same mask. Was it black and white for that one, or was it still the jester?
Uh, no, it looks like it's the gesture one.
Okay, maybe it was after Volume 3 that he went to that black and white look. Um, no, I can't remember. It's been too long. Who is
We're
texting
old and
me?
forgetful. We're elderly and we don't remember things because we're not responsible for things anymore.
My fiance is texting me. What's your Netflix login? I have no fucking idea. It's saved in my TV. I don't have to log into it anymore. I'm gonna text her back.
Great question.
Yeah, that's a good question. it's, yeah, that's my response. That's a damn good question. I don't know. It's logged into my TV automatically. I just hit Netflix on my Roku remote, and it pops right on for me. Ta-da! No need to do anything else. Um, we didn't do our wheel this week. Did you have a wheel made for us this week or no?
I did not know.
No, no spin the wheel bitch this week.
Spin the
Um,
wheel, you bitch. It's like, oh. Uh,
oh, oh man.
well, you can just
I
give music recommendations anyway. Uh, let's see.
this
No,
chair's
no effects
uncomfortable.
came out with a new song called "I'm a Rat" that makes fun of the video. Takes advantage of the fact that Steamboat Mickey is public domain.
Oh, I heard it. I've heard about the
Hence the
video.
title "I'm a Rat." Um, but they call him Steamboat Fatty. Uh, well, just because their record label they started was called Fat Records.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything new I came across music wise since the last.
Oh, new Ninja Sex Party album dropped last week.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it's called These Nuts. And it's great. There's a lot of really good tracks on there. Um, there's one on there called Get Ready to Get Ready. That kind of makes fun of the whole like genre of songs where it's like I hope you get ready to rock.
Get
Uh,
ready. Are you guys ready? Get ready.
it's like get ready to get ready to get ready.
Did you
So it's like it's like music's gonna hit you like an aftershock. Just gotta call my broker and sell some stocks.
did you
Nothing.
did you ever get around to listening to that Stephen Lynch track, Time Machine?
I think I honestly started to, and I got distracted because I was like, I'm gonna listen to this right after the show, and then I was like, I'm hungry, and then you said it's not on Spotify, and I think there's like some other artist. Either there's some other artist on Spotify also named Stephen Lynch, or Stephen Lynch has two very dramatically different styles of music.
Is it like that weird Irish, where the fuck it is, like that instrumental music that or whatever? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like some
There's
Michael Bublé shit. Like,
yeah. I came across it too, but it's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. Um, there's a live recording, a live video from the Jim and Sam show. It's like it's shot right from their cameras, so it's
Nice.
not like a phone being held up while he plays. It's all like it's. I guess the correct term would be a pro shot.
Uh,
Um, uh, those are my favorite things to watch on YouTube. Is like this concert pro shot, and you watch it. It's like just different edits of different people's cell phone cameras.
no, no, no.
it's, so that's not pro shot. That's just you cutting together a full length concert from 8 different cell phone camera angles with
Yeah.
still awful sound.
Oh yeah. There's a live King Gizzard concert that I've been watching a lot recently on YouTube because it's just them playing mostly their like thrash metal stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like they did like a bunch of like metal songs and then they did one like completely not metal song somewhere near the end. Because for a while it's like it's here's Gila Monster and then here's Converge and Witchcraft and Self Immolate and then there's the song called like Gnome's Garden. It's like here in the Gnome's Garden I'm safe from the world, and because they do so many fucking different genres.
I'm trying to find. I had a thing I was going to bring up real quick before I can't tell how it was. No, there was something about it was a list I came across. It was like pop songs no one can stand,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh, this would be fun to talk about because I'm pretty sure most of them on the list are going to be ones that you and I, almost 40 years old, be like, I fucking hate that song. I can't stand it either.
Oh, sure.
It's,
I'm willing to deviate outside my norm of like nowadays there's music I like and music I just don't listen to, but there's every now and then I'm like, man, fuck that song.
I some of the songs that play in my store, at work, it's just like I hear Harry Styles so many fucking times in the course of my week, to the point that uh, I'm realizing that I don't hate Harry Styles. Like there's something about the that he's not really 100% like radio poppy
Uh-huh.
stuff. And Mom and the girls saw him in MSG, and when they left, Mom was like, "If you get the chance, go see him, because he puts on a show. Like the entertainment value behind it, I would enjoy.
All
Aside from
right.
the handful of songs that I know, like the entertainment behind it, because he does come off like watching like clips I've seen on YouTube or award shows. He does come off very much like, uh, at least visually inspired by people like David Bowie and by Freddie Mercury and Mick
Sure.
Jagger and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, stylistically, style wise,
Harry
not musically.
stylistically.
Ha ha ha
Comedy genius, king of jokes.
God damn it. You know what? It's one of those moments where I was like, we should end right there. We're not. We're not.
It's this point where you just leave me like, good night, everybody.
Mwah! Um, God damn it, that was good.
Thank
But yeah,
you.
but stylistically, like clothing wise, he definitely comes off like a Bowie or Mercury. Um, but one of the bands that plays on my store all the time is 5 Seconds of Summer, who Anna adores.
Yeah.
And their early shit and some of their new shit, their early shit does come across with a pop punk vibe, Sugar Cult, stuff like that.
Okay.
But we're driving home from Lizzie's school one day, and she's like, Five Sauce does a Killer Queen cover, but I don't think you'll like it. I was like, well, throw it on for me. I like cover songs. I might actually enjoy this song. And she plays it for me, and I'm driving, and I hear it, and I go, you fucking kidding me? And she goes, what? I was like, this song plays in my goddamn store. I've been singing along to it because it's Killer Queen, but I knew it wasn't Queen singing it, but I know the goddamn song. I was walking around the store singing it like 2 weeks ago, and one of my cashiers goes, oh my god, you know Five Sauce? And I went, I know Queen.
Yeah.
Who recorded this song 40 goddamn years ago.
I'm just waiting for somebody to like fucking cover All Star and then have some, Gen Alpha be like, who's Smash Mouth? You fucking old.
Be like, learn who they are, or I'm gonna fucking smash your mouth.
Yeah, you put some respect on Steve Harwell's name and Ghost.
His name.
Another vinyl I have, the first Smash Mouth album. Well, not the first one. I have Fushu Mang.
On vinyl?
Yeah.
Nice.
But I did recently find like a bunch of like my old CDs because Gwen recently
CDs,
got.
what are those?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, Gwen recently got a new car with a CD player in it. So she's like, now I want, she got like one of the visors with like all the CD slots. And so
you just
like,
added your shit to it.
yeah, I just added some of my stuff. So I actually have the stack over here. So here we'll conclude on this.
We'll go back in time.
Just a little bit. This is just what's left. I think only one of these is recent. Let's see. Here. I'll go out of the way, Slipknot. Let's see.
I just love I love the fact that you just moved your vinyl out of the way to show me the CDs.
Yeah. In the year of our Lord 2024.
It should be the other way around. It should be moving the CDs to show the vinyl. But vinyls are now more prevalent than CDs are.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I got this
On the most holy of days, 316.
Yeah. I got this one appropriately enough in New York City where this band is from. Yeah's Fever to Tell, their first album, which is great. But here is Smash Mouth, the East Bay Sessions. This was before Fushu Mang.
I went back in time for that one.
Yeah. This is before they kind of went pop. This is when they're still ska. Hence, the 16-second track on here, Get Some Hoes. Let's go get some hoes. You drive and I know that we're gonna get some hoes.
Right.
This one's not from childhood, but it's still awesome. This is and it's also autographed. It is Ninja Sex Party's first cover album.
Oh, nice.
Under the Covers.
Do you still have the was it Wayne Static you got the autograph from at Ozfest that one year?
Oh yeah, from the Static X CD. I don't think I do. I don't remember.
Well, I mean, do you still have it in your possession somewhere?
I think it's probably at my parents' house.
How about your Ozfest fucking what the hell was it? The
little magazine,
the magazine thing. They had
that
some by Dave
I know
Williams.
is still at my parents' house. That's still at my dad's house, somewhere in the basement in Wisconsin. Let's see. We got Weird Al,
of course,
straight out of Linwood. We have Hybrid Theory, which was Linkin Park's album before Hybrid Theory, back when the band name was Hybrid Theory.
Yes, that's going way back.
This has the first tracks that had Chester on them. That had Chester as part of the band. In fact, some of the tracks on there were recorded before he joined. It's like Mike's the only one on there. And then speaking of which, Meteora. I bought this when I was a senior in high school. during an outing, and I was supposed to be doing a group project. But we did this
Lizzie,
group project. It took place at a Kmart. It was
Lizzie,
it was a, it was
Lizzie,
a
you're
group
joining
project.
about 2.5 hours too late, or an hour and a half too late.
Yeah.
We're discussing CDs, and then we're ending on
Yeah.
CDs because we're 40.
Yeah. But CDs, Weird Al, the classic. Saw him when I was 13, and then again when I was 25.
13 was the Hershey Park show, correct?
Yes, that was my first. That was my first concert ever. So
Yeah.
pretty awesome. And then of course got more Linkin Park, Minutes to Midnight, their last good album. Sorry guys, I love them, but because I'm a fucking weeb. Not one, but two soundtracks for Serial Experiments Lane. A very trippy anime. If you've ever been depressed in the 90s, then you know.
I can't see what the fuck it is.
It's Nine Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if you can.
Actually, well, Liz, your first concert technically was Miley Cyrus, but you fell asleep during that one. But I think that your first concert you were awake all the way through was Weird Al.
Yeah. And then we have
Further proving that Weird
Mudvayne.
Al, you're all old as fuck. Who are these people? Shut the
Okay.
fuck up, Liz.
Lizzie, you know who Mudvayne is.
She doesn't know who Mudvayne is.
You know who Mudvayne is. You know Nine Inch Nails. You know Linkin Park. You know Weird Al. You know Ninja Sex Party. You know Smash. Maybe you don't know Yeah Yeah Yeahs, but I mean, get on it, kid. It's a good. They're a good band. And then and the rest of these aren't mine. These are ones.
She said I do not.
Well, no, these are ones that Gwen recently found at Goodwill. We have Injustice for All,
Metallica. There you go, Lizzie. You know who Metallica is.
The Best of Motorhead.
Oh yeah, such a huge fan of all of them. Shut up, Lizzie.
Insomniac by Green Day. And then We Are Motorhead.
Nice. Been to all their concerts multiple times. Actually really good friends with them. Shut the fuck up, child. I'm gonna just pin that comment just because I can.
Been to all their I've been to all their concerts. I know them. They're my best friends.
We're all
speak to their ghosts all the time.
Poor Lemmy.
Lemmy's ghost helps me with my homework.
Lemmy's ghost helps me with my homework.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking terrifying.
It's like,
just look over.
Not done with this essay. Anything else I should add, Lemmy? And don't forget the Joker!
An Ace of Spades!
The Ace of Spades!
Oh, I have to find. There's Lizzie's another comment.
Oh, yeah.
He's more. This biology more than I do.
An entire complex ecosystem comprised entirely within Lemmy's mole.
Yes, there probably was.
That's why it's so big.
Poor Lemmy. But that's about it. I'm going to hop off of here, and we're gonna go. You're gonna probably go eat food. I keep you're to me. You're on this side of my camera, but you're actually. I keep moving, trying to point to you.
My wall is over.
Yeah.
Oh, we're touching. Well, it's like we're holding hands. Oh.
Window love. Half baked. Back to half baked again. Window love. Hey, hold on.
There you go.
God damn it.
There you go. We have a misshape. We should talk to a doctor about our heart shape.
Hey, hold on, Lizzie. Lizzie just said this.
Fart chamber technician. Yeah.
And then all comments.
Those comments are two sides of the same coin.
They really are.
Because
It's
we've known each other for like 30 plus years at this point, and it's like, well, you know what I think? What?
yeah, pretty much. Like I was talking about what my one cashier. I know I sent it to you, that fucking TikTok of the people dropping the red hot fucking balls into the fucking Jello and shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, every single time I come across it, and it's always the same noise every single time, and I will giggle like a child
Oh,
every time.
when they drop it in like mayonnaise, and it's just
Yeah, yeah, every single time. I am almost 40. I have now two kids in college. Anna starts college next year. She was up there for her student acceptance day today. So I have now two kids in college. I skipped the first couple years, and now I have a 5-year-old in my house, and I still laugh like I still laugh like a kid at any fart noise. Because I have to hold on to that one little bit of my childhood that I can still hold on dearly, and that's the giggling at fart sounds.
oh yeah, I have actually set up my phone so that my I have 3 alarms in the morning. One is like a 6 a.m. just to kind of
She
get
picks her
me.
classes next month. Thank you, Lizzie.
Ugh. Oh, jeez. Stop aging. It's not as fun as you think. Um, but like I have my 6 a.m. alarm. That's just like a basic, alarm. My 6:31 though, uh, will just be like, "Hi, the time is 6:30. This is a fart." And it does a different fart every day, and then it says "Have a good day." And then my 7 a.m. alarm is my one where it's like, "Okay, you gotta hurry up,
Yeah,
get in the car, take your meds, get out of the house." But on that one, it'll tell me a joke. It'll tell me the weather, then it'll tell me the joke, and it's just the corniest fucking jokes every goddamn day. Um,
and then I'm pretty sure you tell me those jokes at some point during the week.
yeah, sometimes some of them. Something along the lines of like, "Why does Waldo wear a striped shirt?" Because he doesn't want to be spotted. What did one snowman say to the other? Do you smell
What?
carrots? Why did the chicken cross the playground? To get to the other slide.
On
What's
that
the
note,
difference between a hippo and a zippo? One's really heavy and the other's a little lighter.
guys, we will see you guys next week or 2 weeks. I don't know at this point. But,
Whenever. We
God,
show up whenever we feel like it.
I tried so hard to not laugh at that goddamn Waldo joke. And usually when you tell me them over Messenger, I can just like not laugh and just ignore it. But I can see your face just staring at me after you said it.
And no, it's not even the joke itself. It's the looking at me afterwards, and I'm like, huh?
It's yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like the yeah.
It's like the classic. An Irishman walks out of a bar.
Yeah. Every time you tell one
That's
of
the
these
joke.
jokes now, yeah. Every time you tell one of these jokes now, and you look at me with that face, all I'm gonna hear in my head is not the Family Guy ostrich, but I came across it the other day. The episode where the cutaway was the porcupine meeting a pineapple, and it's just the ha 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 ha. It's uh, fuck, I'm tired. Anyway, that's about it, guys. We're gonna see you guys in a week or 2 weeks. It's whatever. We come back
Yeah.
on again.
Be
Whenever
good.
things happen in
Behave.
our lives,
Be safe. Be kind. Rewind. Don't
and
talk
don't
to
do
the cops.
and don't do anything we wouldn't do, which is a very short list, but don't do things in that short list.
And if
With
you
that
do,
being,
don't talk to the cops.
yeah, exactly. Um, I'm gonna text you when we get off the air something Because I won't say it on here because I don't want people to watch the video like back and be like, "What the fuck?" But you're gonna find it hilarious. But that being said, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. I'm gonna play Xbox until my fiance gets home. Bye, everybody. Bye. Ending stream.